Recently, a shocking thunderbolt exploded in China's wealthy circles. The Zhongzhi Group has collapsed. On July 29, 2023, a confession letter from someone who claimed to be the financial manager of Hong Kong Wealth was widely circulated online. He revealed that the clients are all high net worth. Each has invested more than 3 million yuan or 400,000 US dollars. There are 150,000 people impacted. The amount of money involved is 230 billion yuan, and the largest investment made by a single client is more than 5 billion yuan, or 700 million US dollars. Hong Kong Wealth is a wealth management institution under the Zhongzhi Group. Zhongzhi Group is a private asset management company with many subsidiaries and affiliated companies. The size of the business and its sophistication has earned it the name Zhongzhi System. As of the end of 2021, there are as many as 19 listed companies that hold more than 5% of the shares. On the other hand, the 4 wealth companies it owns manage client assets worth more than US 150 billion. In other words, the Zhongzhi system holds the purse strings with one hand, and on the other hand, it has created a huge empire of assets with its clients' capital. But now, these 150,000 rich Chinese are crying. In the past, the collapse of other financial platforms hurt mainly the bottom and middle classes in China. Now it is the turn of the upper class. The skies that cut the leaks are now swinging at the rich. Let's take a look at this confession letter that has shocked China. The letter starts with this: Dear investors, my most important friends, partners, and family. Hello, I am Liang, 40 years old, a financial professional for 15 years. I have worked at Hong Kong Wealth for 7 years. I am the financial planner you once trusted immensely and entrusted virtually all your fortune to me. First, today I sincerely apologize to you, and I'm deeply sorry. It is me who failed your trust. No one expected this. A company established 28 years ago with experience of the storms of China's economy. It didn't survive the pressure of China's economic downturn, despite being China's top private enterprise group and the largest private asset management company. The passage that attracted the most attention is this one. The incident involved 150,000 high net worth investors, nearly 5,000 corporate clients, and 13,000 professional financial planners. It involves 230 billion yuan or 32.2 billion US dollars in debt equity. Due to the significance of this incident, the State Council has set up a special risk mitigation group, which together with nearly 100,000 employees of Zhongzhi Enterprise Group, seeks to do its best to ensure that the rights and interests of investors are safeguarded to the fullest extent possible through a fair and market-oriented approach. At present, under great pressure, the group's various asset liquidations, debt restructuring, and auditing work are being methodically carried out. The purpose is to maximize the protection of the rights and interests of 150,000 creditors with a total outstanding amount of 230 billion yuan, including many employees of the group and the executive team. It includes you and me. The author of the confession letter describes himself like this. As a frontline financial planner, investor, and team leader at the grassroots level of the group, I assisted in the management of nearly 50 groups of clients involving 150 million yuan. Or about 21 million US dollars in related capital. I am one of the grassroots members of the group. These days, we have been on the phone with clients. We are losing our voices, being blamed, questioned, and contacted by all kinds of people every day. I have been under high stress and almost collapsed a few times. The financial planner also wrote, I have heard and witnessed various tragedies of varying degrees of severity occurring across the country within the company. There are financial planners being pushed by their clients to the point of ending their own lives. Some clients have taken an extreme approach to defending their rights, including kidnapping the financial planners and threatening them with knives and gasoline. Incidents involving illegal means are abundant. I know of clients who are in their 90s lying in the hospital waiting for money to save their lives, or a business owner who lost his project because the funds for it weren't available in time. It has really been a constant stream of human tragedies. At the end of the letter, he wrote, I am grateful for all the happiness and hardships in my life. I thank all the people who love me and hate me. Maybe everything is arranged by heaven. This disaster is still going on. Cheers to everyone, and cheers to myself. Cheers to Hong Kong Wealth. Go Zhongzhi. Go China. So, is all this really an arrangement of heaven? Or is it a man-made disaster? Can China's rich accept this explanation and outcome? First, let's look at the Zhongzhi system. In the 1990s, because of the abundance of red pines in the northeastern province of Heilongjiang, many people made a living by poaching red pines. Many proprietors at the time made their first bucket of gold in this way. Among them was a factory director named Xie Zhikun. This man later became the founder of the Zhongzhi system and one of the mysterious financial crocodiles in China's market. In April 1995, Xie registered a capital of 50 million yuan and set up Heilongjiang Zhongzhi Enterprise Group. In 1997, Zhongzhi Enterprise, which was engaged in producing paper-making materials, began to get involved in real estate, infrastructure, hydraulic works, and other fields. Since 2001, Zhongzhi Group has entered the financial industry and created a financial empire with assets worth trillions of yuan. Xie's older brother, also a capitalist, once served as the general manager of a state-owned company, Central Huijin Investment, between 2014 and 2015. Central Huijin was authorized by China's State Council to make equity investments in key state-owned financial enterprises. Rumor has it that Xie was groomed by his brother. In nearly 3 decades, Zhongzhi Group has established a complete portfolio covering 4 business segments: financial investment, mergers and acquisitions, wealth management, and new finance. One of its main financial platforms is Zhongrong Trust. It owns a public fund, Zhongrong Fund Management Company, as well as hundreds of private equity funds on record. According to mainland media, the Zhongzhi system has a capitalization of US $380 billion. Through shareholding and capital manipulation, Zhongzhi system has got its hands on more than 150 listed companies and has more than 1,000 companies under its umbrella. Zhongzhi Group isn't a holding company. From the surface, it looks scattered. It's hard to find a clear connection of equity and business relations between its various platforms. The shareholders and legal representatives of its affiliated companies often change as if they are intentionally concealing themselves. To this day, the public is unable to see the full picture of the Zhongzhi system. Its convoluted shareholding arrangements and capital maneuvers has only left a vague reflection to the market. Xie was a low-key person with few words in public. He was ranked 241st on the 2021 Hurun 100 Rich List with a personal wealth of approximately US $4.16 billion. On December 18, 2021, Xie passed away suddenly in Beijing at the age of 61 due to illness. The tycoon left behind a business empire with assets of more than RMB 2 trillion and an inheritance of more than US $3.6 billion. Just as people were discussing who would take over the colossal business empire, another layer of his identity was revealed. It turns out that he had a celebrity as his second wife. She is the once popular Chinese singer Mao Amin. Together they have a daughter and son. Xie never mentioned his wife publicly. It wasn't until his passing that people realized that the former star singer became a super rich lady. In the absence of a will, Mao Amin and her children are the first heir, and she has decided to hand over both the huge estate of Xie and the Zhongzhi Group to Xie's nephew. This instantly sparked heated discussions. Many people have speculated that Mao Amin's refusal to take over Zhongzhi Group is a scheme of some sort. Maybe this huge and complicated group has long been in a mess and it's hard to clear up. Sooner or later it's going to pop. In the first half of 2015, Zhongzhi Group owned 1,000 companies and trillions of yuan of assets. It was clearly one of the largest financial conglomerates in China. That was when Xie decided to retire and have his nephew manage the company. But in less than 3 years, in 2018, 2 major events happened. One was the stock market crash at the beginning of the year, and the other was the introduction of the government's new rules on capital control. Under the double hit, the Zhongzhi system suffered a great loss, and it started to see risks that were gradually revealing. Xie had to step in to manage the company. The break in the capital chain of the Zhongzhi system was inevitable, behind which is the backdrop of the rapid cooling of China's real estate industry. Zhongrong Trust, a trust platform worth about 1 trillion RMB, played a crucial role in the rise of the Zhongzhi system. According to a report by the 21st Century Business Herald, the 4th largest shareholder of Zhongrong Trust is inextricably linked to Zhongzhi Group. Together, they own 41% of Zhongrong Trust. In other words, Zhongzhi Group effectively controls Zhongrong Trust. The so-called trust means that the principal entrusts his or her financial resources to the trustee, so the trustee manages or disposes of them in his or her own name according to the principal's wishes for the beneficiaries or for a specific purpose. With the strong financial support of Zhongrong Trust, Zhongzhi Group enjoyed a dominant position and fast growth in the capital market. In June 2020, Fortune Today magazine released a list of the top 20 independent wealth management companies in China. The 4 major wealth companies under the Zhongzhi system were all on it. Zhongrong Trust has a close relationship with the real estate industry. China Securities Net reported in August 2016 that Zhongrong Trust subsidiary Zhongrong Assets had provided 13 financings between January and August 2016 for Evergrande Real Estate. Evergrande is now effectively bankrupt. In August 2020, after the Chinese government tightened the real estate market, developers' capital chains broke, and Zhongrong Trust was hit as a result. In March 2021, China Real Estate Net disclosed the risk of Zhongrong Trust. In its cooperation with real estate developers, Zhongrong's trust function was mostly classified as investments in equity portfolios, secured by land collateral and equity pledges. It appeared to be an equity trust, but in essence it was debt converted into stocks. In recent years, Xi Jinping's government has been cracking down on financial predators and strictly regulating capital outflows. Such efforts brought down Xiao Jianhua's Tomorrow system and involved the Zhongzhi system. After Xi's passing away at the end of 2021, 8 A-share listed companies under his control saw their share prices fall. Since then, it's been dealing with rounds of financial crises. After struggling for nearly 2 years, the Zhongzhi system finally began to show clear signs of crashing in June 2023. The news of the overdue financial products of the 4 major wealth companies of the Zhongzhi Group came out and alarmed the market. In May 2023, Shanghai Securities News reported that the reason that the Zhongzhi system could ride all over in the A-share capital market before is inseparable from the dazzling array of financing platforms it has. The Zhongzhi system has raised funds through trust, private equity, public offerings, asset management, and its 4 wealth management companies. But now, more and more of its money bags have been lost or changed hands. As early as 2016, a private equity fund source told Chinese media Time Finance that how the Zhongzhi system operates is known as a pyramid style. That is, the Zhongzhi system raises funds through its affiliated companies. It then acquires original assets and carries out related operations of the assets. It finally enters into the stock market and transforms the physical assets into equity of the listed companies. When the stock prices rise, it cashes out. It then raises more funds through its companies, and the cycle goes on. Now that the Zhongzhi Group has collapsed, a netizen on China's Jihu website has come up with a similar explanation with more plain language. He wrote, "Zhongxi's way of operating is to collect money through the 4 major wealth management companies. It will then acquire some junk-listed companies in the A-share market. It packages them with some fancy and inexplicable resources to create a good prospect for the listed companies on purpose. Taking advantage of the market fluctuations, it then cashes out at the high price of the listed companies. Later, the government put out a registration system for stock issuance. The shells of these junk-listed companies became worthless. The long-term deficit of those packaged A-share companies has produced an effect where no one believes their stories anymore. As such, the stock speculation couldn't go on. In the Chinese stock market, even the issuance of stocks in government equity funds has been hitting a record low for more than a decade. Those junk assets of Zhongzhi Holdings can generate neither profitability nor cash flow, so they are completely useless assets. As a result, when it's time to pay off the money collected by the wealth management company at a high cost, Zhongzhi has no money to pay. So naturally, it crashed and burned. Here's an analysis of a financial channel on China's social media platform WeChat. It's giving more or less the same analysis. Here, we present it in its original form with subtitles.
是其实很简单，不管谢志坤多神秘，他其实表面的生意也很简单，就是啥呢？有4个理财公司，什么新湖了、恒天了、高盛了、大唐，这4个理财公司是啥呢？专门拉钱的、吸储的，在这边让富人300万以上财产买理财。说这次中植系暴雷，一共坑了多少人呢？15万富人，最少呢投300万，最多的投50个亿。那这个商业模式它最终怎么来实现它的循环呢？吸来的钱干嘛呢？要投在上市公司上，中植系控制了9家上市公司， 把上市公司的股票拉高了之后呢，再出货卖掉。说白了就是啥呢？高利贷来炒股，干的就这个事儿。因为这2年股票横盘在3000点，股票怎么拉都涨不了，国家拉都拉不起来，只靠一个所谓综治系想拉起来，难度很大。而且这2年股票市场的原来规范，这假消息满天飞了，题材炒作了，所谓的市值管理了，这些都是啥呢？国家打击的行为。所以现在把股票一个妖股再炒起来，难度是比较大了，所以会导致啥呢？你看很高的成本吸进来的钱，不能很高的收益出去，那这块就早晚就出事儿了。所以在谢志坤去世之前，其实综治系的问题已经暴露了，所以当时说每天要对付号称50个亿，那压力就特别的大。因为在融资的角度来讲呢，它很多管道又被切掉了。以前这些机构融资呢，可不都通过银行帮他们去代理分发他们这个融资产品。但是现在好多产品呢，合规性严查，导致什么呢？它有很多产品发不出去，也就是新钱进不来，旧钱需要兑付。另外，在这个资产端这块，买的资产不升值，一卖肯定更便宜就亏损了，所以导致这块很难受。
On the Jihu website, another individual who claimed to be an insider of the Zhongzhi Group wrote, "The latest news is that Zhongrong Shintou has stopped honoring the financial products sold by the 4 major financial companies of the Zhongzhi Group. It has no more money. As for its assets, they are bad like a bunch of rotten-tailed buildings. Zhongzhi's accounts receivables, let me tell you, is just a number, worse than the rotten-tailed buildings. 2 lids can't cover 4 pots. The most fearful thing for the financial industry is a run on the bank and the depletion of liquidity. The Zhongzhi system went from the orderly and slow payment to the present halt on payout completely." The author, who claimed to be a former employee, also revealed the corruption in the Zhongzhi Group. He wrote, "Zhongzhi Group's corruption in investment is awful. Many of the investment managers who have worked in Zhongrong and Zhongzhi have become rich after one project alone. A lot of the corruption is carried out by teams of employees. As we know, the senior management of these companies of the Zhongzhi system have been controlled and not allowed to leave China. The president of Tong Wealth Southwest Region, Mr. Wang, resigned and went to Singapore. A person of his rank makes no less than 50 million yuan or $7 million a year. The general manager of the region who earns the most money has immigrated. What do you think is the reason?" Let's continue with the open letter from the financial planner mentioned earlier. He wrote, "I would like to share some updates about myself. I have divided all the cash I have between 2 of my elderly clients. They invested their entire fortune with me and were living off the interest. They are in need of a bailout at an old age. I am prepared to reduce all unnecessary expenses and drop the insurance I bought. I am ready to deal with this on a long term with low pay. I told myself that no matter how long it would take, I would be responsible to the end till the last client has received their money. By then, I can break down and have a good cry, but not now. Maybe at the end, your principal is likely to suffer to a certain degree or will have losses. Without an accurate audit of the insurance report and payment plans, I won't know the exact answer. Maybe you have to wait 3 to 5 years to get back your investment money. I can't guarantee the time because I don't know how long it will take to dispose of the assets and reorganize the debt. Why would a financial planner need to use his own money to pay off a company's debts? The people who can invest in those wealth management products of Zhongzhi are basically either rich or powerful. Ordinary financial planners would feel a sense of oppression as if from another dimension when dealing with this crowd." The financial planner described it this way. "One of the elderly people I've known for more than 10 years told me the day before yesterday, 'I don't care if you die or not, you have to bring back every penny of my money. You said it was safe. I'm so blind that I trusted you, and that's how you ruin people's trust.'" Indeed, all these rich Chinese people are experiencing the pain of being slashed by size. But who can blame them? China has never effectively regulated the financial sector, a sector that should have been heavily regulated. It has led to the collapse of the peer-to-peer industry and the crash of highly leveraged stocks. Behind the veil of the mysterious Zhongzhi system is a thick black curtain. The source of funds, the fundraising method, the direction of the funds, the related transactions, the income distribution mechanism are all unknown. It's as if the government supervision never existed. How can there be no big troubles?